afternoon. It is 4:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on the East Coast. Markets just closed here on Tuesday. Little bit of a mixed day. I believe some of the indices actually were up in the green today, but it looks like it was another day down in the red. But Tesla closed in the green, showing some strength and bucking the trend a bit from the NASDAQ. Looking at the NASDAQ micro futures, they are down 433 points right now. About a 3% or so move to the downside. Definitely volatility is in the markets, a little bit ugly in the NASDAQ. Couple things on the Tesla chart. So we are on TradingView. We are on a daily chart. And we are zoomed in quite a bit to the past couple months from October or so to current times. So let's take a look here at Tesla. In yesterday's video, I had mentioned a overhead price gap. So let's see, that's not the right tool. Let's see if I can get the right tool here. We'll use this. So right here, we had a price gap. So between January 21st and yesterday, the 24th, we had a gap down in Tesla and a gap down below the close on the 21st. So that was a downward price gap. And then we said, well, there's two scenarios that we could expect to see. We could expect to see Tesla rally up and close that gap, or trade down further and undercut yesterday's low, heading down to the 200-day moving average, which is at $812.45. So we had a little bit of a mixed day today in Tesla. We actually traded up and we closed that gap. We hit a high today of, looks like 951.26, but we got pushed back down, probably because the NASDAQ is heavy once again, and we closed below that gap. So we're kind of in a little bit of a not too sure what's going to happen here with Tesla. Yes, we did close the upper price gap, but we closed below it. So it has a look like Tesla is not quite ready to head up to the upside. We did close the gap. That's complete, but we didn't close very strong. But if you look over at the NASDAQ futures on the right-hand top of my screen, you can see my cursor. The micros right now are down 454. Looks like we're dropping a bit after hours. So that's kind of where we're at right now with Tesla. We can trade sideways a bit, digest some of this selling, and then trend up. Or since we closed that gap, we're going to head back down to the downside. Keeping an eye on for the next couple days, for this week, we'll see, is the low on the 24th of 851.47. So far, that's the low. Let's see if we undercut that. If we start to trend higher, we could potentially be seeing something like this take place. What we want to see is we want to see a set of higher highs and higher lows for Tesla. So we're either going to go straight up and take out this high right here, confirming a, let me get my arrow. This high right here will take out, confirming a higher high. Or we'll do something like this, is we'll head up from here, put in a lower high, but then we will put in a higher low. And then we'll be off to our higher highs here, taking out this high here and we will have a great confirmation that a new uptrend is getting ready to take place in the very early stages. So assuming this market doesn't continue to sell off and really start to trend down throughout the 2022 year, and this is just a short-term sell-off here, I think this is what we'll see for Tesla, is either a lower high but a higher low, and then we'll get our higher high, or we'll right from the get-go get the higher high, higher low, and then we'll be heading up into, probably not far away from that, will be all-time highs. And the all-time high is, looks like 1243.49. So if we start putting in these higher lows and higher highs, we will be getting back up to that all-time high sooner than some probably think. Like I had mentioned in other videos, I believe last night's video, the CNN Fear and Greed Index is not very fearful. It was in the 40s as of this morning. I would assume it would drop today after today's negative price action, but we will see. Sometimes it doesn't update until later in the evening here. So some takeaways is we filled the gap between the 21st and the 24th. That was good. We did close on the lower end of the candle range. Not the greatest, but if you look over at the NASDAQ, we're down 467 on the futures. So there's definitely some weight on Tesla's shoulders today. Seeing Tesla close in the green was positive. It definitely shows some strength that it can close up when the overall index is down a few percent. Look for this low on the 24th to hold. If that holds, we'll probably trade sideways or we'll rocket out of here. And then we need to see either a lower high but a higher low, or a higher high and a higher low. And then we'll really get that next swing higher, which will confirm a new uptrend is in the early stages. So we do think that this low on the 24th was a good enough test of the 200-day, but we will see what the NASDAQ does. So far, the NASDAQ also held the low from yesterday. Today was just probably a pretty good test of the lows. So tomorrow could be a big up day. We will see. It's a little deceiving sometimes when you get a candle like today that obviously everybody can see the same candle I'm looking at, and they see the gap, they see the lower end of the close, they think it's kind of bearish, and then you'll actually get the exact opposite. Tomorrow will be a huge up day. So you kind of take it day by day, and we'll see what happens. But what we really need to see is moves higher with higher lows and higher highs, and off to a new uptrend. But that's going to depend on what the NASDAQ does. So, all right, everybody, have a great evening. I appreciate all of you watching these videos, all the current subscribers, and welcome to Micro Futures Trader for all of the new subscribers. Be careful out there. Markets are extremely volatile right now. It's been a while since we have seen this. Back in 2020 was the last time. Tesla was at much lower prices. It's a pretty large product, so if you're trading leverage, options, what have you, just be careful out there, because the boys can really run some stops and run some people over. So just be careful out there. Live to trade another day. So, all right, everybody, take care. I appreciate you taking the time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.